Please be advised that everything in my video is purely for entertainment purposes. These are purely my thoughts and opinions and are subjective. I must advise you to please do your own research. All media users found on the public domain and are fair use and fair dealings. Well, hey guys, so I'm back. Yay! How many times have you heard that from me? It's like, I'll be back. I'm definitely back. So happy new year to all of you. I know I did like a mini one before. I've got a little bit of a confession. I couldn't tell you at the time, but you can obviously tell by the colour I am. I wasn't in the UK over Christmas. We were meant to be going to Scotland for Christmas and Hogmanay, but obviously all of the restrictions that came into place, we couldn't go. So it was pretty much a last minute dash. Hubby said, shall we not? As some of you guys know, my husband and I tend to go over to Lanzarote when we can, really. So we went over there for Christmas. We hired a place in Playa Blanca for the first week, and then we went to our usual spot, which is Puerto del Carmen, for the second, so we could do some scuba diving. So yes, this was me, Christmas Day. No, I'm not naked. And I really wanted to post photographs, but obviously and this is a tidbit for you guys, posting when you're on holiday on social media, don't do it. People know that you're not at your home address. And the other thing as well is it's not lost on me that the worldwide bug is still affecting a lot of people, and I thought it'd be a bit unfair of me to be posting all these lovely holiday pictures, which I always get grief for anyway, but I'm ignoring the haters. But, you know, I am aware that some people may not have been able to see their relatives over Christmas, so I thought I'd wait until January till it's all calmed down and hopefully everyone got to spend time with their loved ones, so I wasn't winding you all up. But that's enough about me and my holidays, so let's talk about something fabulous. Catherine's 40th birthday. I had said that I was hoping for a tiara princess dress, but I don't think we're really going to see that until she becomes the Princess of Wales, if she chooses to take that title. But something did happen. We still had princess dresses, as it turned out, and do you know what? She doesn't need a tiara. She looked absolutely phenomenal. The first photograph, I love this. I love that red dress. Catherine looked absolutely gorgeous. All of the dresses were done by Alexander McQueen, and the photographer was Paolo Roversi. I hope I said that right. But absolutely beautiful. Some people got really confused with pockets being in skirts, mainly men on social media. Yes, some skirts do have pockets, boys. But you can see here the Duchess of Cambridge is not the first member of the royal family to have photographs with her hand in her pockets. I don't know why it became a thing, but apparently pockets started trending somewhere, seriously. The second photograph is my favourite, I think, because I love the way that I love the dreamy kind of background. It reminds me of the old black and white movie style portraits that you used to see. My one little niggle is I wish a tiny bit more of the ruffles were in focus, because it's done in that style with the background very blurred. I can't pronounce it. I think it's bokeh. I should know this from doing photography for a number of years, but basically blurry background. But it really does capture Catherine's smile. And the third dress, well, this picture, it looked like it wouldn't have been out of place as a painting from 200-300 years ago. It has been compared to lots of other royals throughout history. It's done in such a way and a style, it is definitely one for the history books. I think it's beautiful. The photographer just blew me away. I mean, my favourite photographer that takes photographs on a regular basis is Chris Jackson, and he has done some of the most iconic photographs of the couple and Catherine on her own, and just, yeah, fantastic work. So the three pictures were absolutely phenomenal. Yes, they were. They were absolutely gorgeous and beautiful, but this third one has gathered some funny interest. The third one seemed to tip Meghan Markle's fan base, otherwise known as the Sussex Squad, over the edge. Apparently they were having a bit of a mental breakdown over it because they thought this photograph was so good. They were so jealous. Someone actually took the time to Photoshop Meghan's face. It was such a weird, creepy thing to do. As the poster of this proud piece of work put, who wore it better? I'd personally say the person that owns that body. Now that's enough about her, because I will be doing more videos on the Montecito duo and catching up on some of the dramas that have happened. So let's just talk about the birthday girl for a bit, shall we? We literally had photographs of Catherine and bits of artwork that came up galore. Newspapers, news channels, literally social media. It was kaboom. But she's going to be the future Queen of England, and the coverage, I'd say about 98% positive. 2% of it, I reckon, came from, well, Montecito. With a lot of the photographs that were released, it gave us a really nice reminder of Catherine from years ago. Catherine's literally a year older than me. Yeah, my 40th is next year, and I'm looking forward to it. It also goes to show how quickly time does fly. I remember when Catherine first came on the scene, she was literally shoved under a judgmental media microscope since she met Prince William at university in 2001 at St Andrews. We've watched her every step. Eyes were always going to be on the one-day king, Prince William's girlfriends, especially as he started getting to that age where marriage was becoming the norm in his social circles. And this caused quite a lot of attacks on Catherine and her family. They were completely scrutinised, not just by aristocracy circles, but palace courtiers, the media. Catherine was completely hounded by the press. A girl born not of noble blood becoming the queen one day, born to a former BA air stewardess and married to an airline flight dispatcher. Well, I guess it had them clutching at their pearls and choking on their tea. How could a girl from a middle-class family think that she'd ever marry a prince? Yes, snobbery, sadly, was still stuck in the 1900s. But who's laughing now? Once their relationship was outed, there was obviously a keen media interest. Catherine and William dated for a few years. William fiercely defensive of his girlfriends and the press intrusion, which was absolutely ridiculous and genuinely dangerous at times. They seemed from a very young age that they were a solid couple, very much in love. They enjoyed going out, holidays, they shared the same friends and social circles. So it did come quite as a shock when in 2007, their separation was announced. Honestly, I remember it. Catherine and William broke up. Well, Kate and William broke up. You're like, no, they can't break up. They're going to get married. It was everywhere. People were saying that William was being encouraged to sow his royal oats, which I suppose if you think there are certain people, they marry their high school sweethearts too young and then problems happen later on in the relationship because they go, I actually need a life away from you. But as it turns out, it didn't last very long, 10 weeks. That must have been the longest 10 weeks of Catherine's life, because I know being a girl, when you've been involved with a man, especially from your first boyfriend and you break up, a day feels like a month. So to be apart for 10 weeks, but she played it cool. She didn't ring him, although she must have been devastated. And they did address this in their engagement interview, that she really was upset about it. And William, he did it by telephone. What a jerk. But 10 weeks apart and the couple were just literally drawn to each other like magnets. So not too long after they got back together, people were expecting or putting pressure, shall we say, as people do, on when are the couple going to get engaged. Now this led to a rather nasty comment that we had brought up in the Oprah interview by Meghan, but it was absolutely appalling that the media started calling her Waity Katie, and she even had her face plastered on a London red bus. Now, could you imagine being 28 years old, you've been with your boyfriend, you know, she wasn't a celebrity or anything like that, she didn't crave celebrity attention, and she's got her face plastered, her boyfriend won't propose to her on a London bus. Whoever thought that up needed a good slap round the chops. But William did hold out, and as it turns out, and he also addressed that in the engagement interview, that he wanted to wait. He wanted to make sure that Catherine, being a royal girlfriend for a few years with all the media attention, all of the things that come her way, the intrusion, the family prodding and everything else that the media did, the phone hacking, that she could cope with it, because William obviously saw what the media press intrusion did to his mother. But it goes to show that he made the right choice, and thankfully William did not leave our lovely Catherine waiting too long. And on the 20th of October in 2010, he'd taken Catherine on a holiday to a conservation reserve, one of those beautiful Kenyan holidays that we can all dream about taking one day, and he proposed. On the 16th of November, we had the official engagement, the announcement, the Diana ring matching the sapphire blue dress, and the world rejoiced, really. Everyone loved it. It was amazing. Diana's eldest son was getting married to a beautiful girl he'd been with for years, and she was lovely. She was always lovely. The world literally lapped it up. This was so exciting. This was like the Diana Charles fever all over again, but for the younger generations and the older generations. I was excited, my mum was excited, it was great. So on the 29th of April, on the day of the couple's wedding, the Queen had granted us Brits and all of the British territories an extra day off of work so we could celebrate, and celebrate we did in style. style. In fact, the whole world celebrated. I've watched it a couple of times over the years. I'm not ashamed to admit it. I was glued to the TV with my mum and I loved every single minute. From crying and tearing up watching her dad walk her down the aisle and the little playful glances that she and William did to each other throughout the service. Catherine wearing one of the most beautiful royal bridal dresses. I mean, it changed actually the fashion of wedding dresses for a while because it was all strapless before that. All of a sudden, everyone's getting lace sleeves, aren't they? A little bit of lace here, not just with bridal dresses, but evening dresses. I had a black lace long sleeve dress with like a coffee slip underneath. Catherine brought lace back into the realm. The wedding on the whole, watching the two brothers interact with each other was lovely. There is no denying that Harry's bond with Catherine was once beautiful. They definitely had a playful brother-sister thing, and when you look at them at the wedding, William and Harry, there's that brotherly love, that fun, those cheeky grins. Her curtsy to the Queen was gracious with the big smiles on the Queen and Prince Philip's face. My favourite royal curtsy still goes to Princess Eugenie because that was just bang. That was Disney Princess. How she went down that low and got up so graciously, it was pretty breathtaking. I would be down on the floor with my knees cracking. They even managed to incorporate into the wedding, this is a must-have for most weddings that have bridesmaids, especially little ones, the grumpy bridesmaid. Yes, she stole the show when the couple had their first kiss on the balcony. She's going to love that picture being posted everywhere when she turns 18, isn't she? That's what parents do. So Catherine and the Queen came to an agreement, really, it was a mutual agreement, that Catherine would attend the majority of royal engagements as William's wife and not a senior royal. This was so Catherine could build up in the family slowly, the Queen having learnt the lessons, the pressures that were put on Diana and the expectations from the public and the media might be too much for Prince William's bride. Although Catherine had been part of the family for a long time, becoming an official member of the royal family changed the coverage somewhat. It was becoming pretty intense. So whilst Catherine did do joint engagements with William, she only very, very slowly started doing the single independent ones. By the Queen also doing this, it did allow the Cambridges a chance to enjoy just being married and obviously then starting their family without all of the intense pressures of trying to be senior royals. The pressures that were basically put on Charles and Diana from the wedding, really. She had to produce those children and then she was out everywhere, wasn't she? The world became obsessed with Diana and it's obviously something that definitely impacted her. So I think lessons were very much learned by Prince William wanted to take his time with the engagement, the Queen not wanting to put too much pressure on Catherine, and it worked. Their first official joint engagement after the wedding was in May, and that was to meet Barack and Michelle Obama at Buckingham Palace. Now, also in July in 2011, the couple had their first tour of Canada. I love some of the outfits that they wore in Canada. Catherine, she just rocks any look, doesn't she? Catherine's first solo engagement, however, was not until the 26th of October 2011, and that was a reception for Kind Direct at Clarence House. Despite their marriage, the media still took chunks out of Catherine. They've had some very intrusive photographs taken of them, which Prince William and Catherine took them to court. But they've also had so many more attacks. I said they, mainly Catherine. Her eyeliner's too thick. She's too thin. She's not eating enough. She doesn't do a lot. She's a clothes horse. People were just never ever happy. And I'd love to ask those people with the most recent Duchess to join the royal family, you didn't realise how lucky you were. Thankfully, the media started turning its tide, however, when Catherine and William became parents. On the 22nd of July 2013, when Prince George had arrived, we saw a serious change in not just the media, but also in Catherine. And just over a year later, we were then told that the couple were yet again expecting. On the 2nd of May 2015, we then had the arrival of Princess Charlotte. And of course, the couple then completed their family in 2018 with the arrival of Prince Louis, otherwise known as Boss Baby, for his often cute and very expressive behaviour. Despite the Duchess suffering with a very dangerous and severe form of morning sickness, she really, really looks stunning in some of the most amazing, gorgeous maternity outfits, coats, jackets, ball gowns, you name it, she wore it, she rocked it. Now, obviously, I'm very well aware that for most mere mortals, you don't have a hairdresser and a stylist and a makeup artist and a nanny running around after you, so I'm sure that most women would look glamorous all the time. Catherine has had the same loyal nanny throughout all 3 children, who is still with them now, and she's called Maria. She's a Norland nanny. Think Mary Poppins, but with a terrible brown uniform. I think that shows as well that Catherine and William do actually have a very strong bond with their staff. They keep their staff long term. They keep, they've had the one nanny, but Catherine has always been a very hands-on mother. You can tell the way she is with her children. And then obviously she's got the support as well with her mum, her sister, who's now got 2 children. And the couple generally do spend a lot of time. They do one Christmas on with the royal family, and then they do, like this year that's just gone, they did Christmas with the Middletons. So they have got a very close family unit. I think Catherine and the Middleton family, I've said it before, just brought in something that was very, very different and very, very much needed for William. Not just for his children, but also him, with the turmoil that was his parents, divorce and everything that happened afterwards. So the children always look incredibly happy. They are a gorgeous family. So fast forward to 2021. And we have a very, very different Catherine. She now has over 20 patronages with various charities and military organisations, including Sports Aid, National Portrait Gallery and Action for Children. She's championed mental health with so many different charities to do with adults, to do with drug addiction, but mainly I'd say that she has spent a lot of her time championing children's mental health. And she actually launched the largest early years survey of its kind, which was to investigate and understand the connection of childhood mental health into adulthood. She launched a national photography competition in the midst of a pandemic to get everyone involved in taking photographs of what they felt were poignant moments throughout the pandemic, things that affected them, things that you could say, this is what the pandemic meant for us. This was for a National Portrait Gallery exhibition and also was made into the Hold Still book that I know many of us own now. Catherine brought light and some fun and obviously some tears, but into a time when it was a really, really dark time. It got people out and about, it got children, experimenting with photography, because Catherine is the patron of the Royal Photographic Society as well. Catherine, a keen photographer herself. She most recently managed to pull together, with the help of lots of performers, a wonderful Christmas carol concert that she invited lots of people that wouldn't ordinarily manage to get. I suppose it's not something you sell tickets to, really. So it was wonderful to reward charity workers and children that have raised a lot of money for charity and their families, and just generally people that have gone over and above in the last couple of years. Plus, she has also made a little girl's princess dreams come true, building a very cute relationship with Mila Snedden and her family. Mila, who is fighting a very rare type of blood cancer. We've seen lots of photographs of where Catherine invited her family and obviously Mila, and wore pink for her. And Mila, who had recently just got out of another stint in hospital, bless her, she actually did her very own birthday message to the Duchess of Cambridge.
Happy birthday, Catherine. I'm so happy you're turning 40. Hope you get nice gifts. Love spending time with your family. Bye. Lots of love, Mila.
I love that little relationship, and I think that has given Mila something so bright and wonderful in her life. And she's not the only child that Catherine has done this to. That's why I love the work that she puts into early years, anything to do with child development, to rewarding children that have actually taken the time and they've done money for charity, they've overcome hardships and amazing things themselves. Catherine has also stepped in to support the Queen at one of the worst years of the Queen's entire reign, I'd imagine. Catherine has supported her throughout the Megxit fiasco, which was done literally the day before her 38th birthday. So that was her 38th birthday ruined. And then obviously it was the 1 year anniversary of the day Megxit was announced the following year. They couldn't have timed that better, could they? Luckily, no one gave a shit this year. But Catherine has also supported the Queen through, I can't even imagine, I hate even saying it, but losing her husband of 73 years, Prince Philip. But Catherine seems to have grown in strength. When the Queen has been stepping back from duties, Catherine has been stepping up her role, and we even saw Catherine on the balcony. I don't think she was in place of the Queen, I think it was just the middle placing, but to see her up there with Sophie and Camilla, she's more regal than born royals. Catherine has reportedly grown so close to the Queen, it's actually helped the Queen step back a little bit because she knows that Prince William has got the support that he needs. Prince William and Catherine are in turn supporting Charles. The Queen has never wanted to step back, but obviously with ill health and everything that's happened to her this year, it goes to show that she does have absolute confidence in not just Camilla, but also Catherine. Catherine has put up with so much stuff since she joined the royal family and became a senior royal as well, but it just started simmering down. They were all starting to get into their roles until the arrival of a certain cable TV actress, Meghan Markle. Since Meghan joined the royal family, she and Harry have caused an unbelievable amount of hurt, stress, pain, humiliation to the whole royal family. Catherine has been trashed and lied about by Meghan through sources, friends, PR companies, on national TV, and she stayed silent and dignified. People talk about the hurt that Charles and the Queen and William must go through, but imagine the hurt that Catherine has had as well. She was incredibly close with Harry. They had a really, really sweet brother-sister relationship, and to watch Harry turn on them all, but to allow his wife to trash her, that must have been truly heartbreaking because Catherine knows that she welcomes Meghan. Harry knows, but the fact is that Harry sat on there and let Meghan say that and did nothing. And despite feelings of her own hurt, she's also been William's rock. William has obviously been through hell and back with Harry, losing his brother, all of the arguments, all of the hurt that he's watched Harry cause to the family, and Catherine is there by his side. She is bringing up his children, she is being his wife as well as a working royal. They really are a team, and they say behind every strong man is a strong woman, and this is a perfect example of that. But no matter what has been chucked at Catherine, much like the Queen and the Queen Mother, and even Camilla, she's never complained. She has thrown no pity party to her. She still has the same loyal staff. She still has the same loyal friends that she had when she was at St Andrews. From a shy middle-class schoolgirl, simply in love with her boyfriend, she has turned into an absolute icon. She has proven that she's kind, loyal, dutiful, respectful. She's proved all of the naysayers wrong. All of those people that Waity Katie, she's not good enough, he's never going to marry her, she's never going to step up into a role that is suitable to become the Princess of Wales. I gotta say to that, na 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 na. You have to admit, together as a couple, they are absolute dynamite. They, literally the last 2 years, I am buying what they're selling. What are they drinking? What is in the water up at Anne Mahal? William looking dashing as ever, and Catherine's just got this, she's always been beautiful, but she's now got this confidence, and she just, that gold dress, that green dress, just watch Catherine. She just literally, she's got it. And this is the best thing about Catherine. Whether you are looking at Catherine the photographer, Catherine the sailor, Catherine the tennis player, Catherine the pianist, the rock climber, the country girl, the Duchess, the princess-to-be, the wife, the mother, the friend, or whether she is just dressed as a film premiere showstopper. All the many faces, all the many hats that she wears, all the different sides to her personality, every role that Catherine takes, she just nails it. Despite the media absolutely loving her now, she still stays very down to earth. She's still that girl next door. She's still no doubt trudging around in her wellies in the evening with her wax jacket, borrowing one of William's flat caps, marching up to feed the chickens. So I know this whole video has been me fangirling Catherine, but can you blame me? She is definitely the jewel in the crown. So guys, it's great to be back. I really did miss you. Can't wait to chat to you in the comments, and I will be seeing you very, very soon because there's lots of stuff to catch up with. Okay guys, take care for now. And as I said, I know I said it in the other video, but now I really feel like it's Happy New Year's. So Happy New Year's to all of you. I wish you all a fantastic 2022.
If you like my video, please remember to like and subscribe. Please, angry typists, you will be blocked, so save your fingers for time. If you would like to buy me a coffee, please go to my About page and click the link. Love, Taz.